So yesterday I did a live stream with Swordsoul and I realized a few things. Holy shit, this deck is good. The only problem I had wasn't even, the deck not being good enough, but rather me being not good enough and actually kind of forgetting a few lines of play because I was a little bit rusty with the deck. My win rate was still ridiculously high. I was beating, multiple negates going second, left, and right. I was making a lot of negates going first, and I was actually playing around or through hand traps very easily because, let's just say I had something like a Dara with Moye. I would get Veilored on the Moye. I would be like, okay, no problem, I can still play. I'll just go Needle Fiber, summon Desbot 1, make Oradon, summon 3 tokens, revive by the Desbot 1, make Yazi, pop my own Yazi, summon Taiye, and then make the Chi-Jiao, and then recycle back something, and then go for Long Yuan, make Baroness, and just like that, I was able to end on multiple negates through a hand trap. And the deck is absolutely no joke going second because of cards like Vishuda being able to sometimes even trade 1 for 2. For example, in the mirror match, let's just say that you're going against something like Chi-Jiao plus Swordsoul Blackout. A single Vishuda trades for 2 cards because you can make the Monk and then bounce back the Chi-Jiao. Your opponent can't really do anything about that because you never control exactly 2 cards on the field, and Blackout is not up to 2 cards. So since that was the only weird monster that your opponent had, your opponent will no longer be able to use the Blackout, and therefore you are free to play with the other 5 cards in your hand, and you still have 1 monster on the field, and that was basically just free. And the new Synchro monster is absolutely ridiculously good as well. It has like freaking 3 crazy good effects. So Swordsoul, Sinister Sovereign, Long Yuan. It's kind of like a TGA Hyper Librarian. Every time you Synchro summon another weird monster, you draw 1 card. I don't know if it's once per turn though, I think it is. And also has 2 really neat effects that are a little similar to, I think, Lord of Red, the Ritual monster. So basically, when your opponent summons a monster, you can banish that monster and then inflict 1200 damage to your opponent. And also, when your opponent activates your spell or trap card, you can banish that card and then burn your opponent for 1200 as well. So obviously, banishing a monster will always come up. I think we can all agree on that. But banishing a spell or trap is also very insane because let's just say your opponent has continuous spells or field spells, cards that actually need to stay face up on the field to resolve. Something like Cursed Outland, Boot Sector Launch, Mystic Mine, Fateful Adventure, very played card right now, and the Flunderies field spell. None of these cards would actually go through against a card like Sinister Sovereign, Long Yuan, and of course you're burning your opponent for 1200 damage, and then time has been called. But yeah, Yazi is ridiculously good, and the fact that you can make freaking Baxia shuffle back multiple cards going second is actually such a breeze with this deck, it's not even funny. Actually, I take that back, it is actually extremely funny. Now, of course, you could say that it is a shame that Protos got banned, that the deck got a little weaker because of it, and you know what, I could agree with that, but at the same time, you can almost argue that it made the deck a little better because now people no longer have to really respect Swordsoul the same way they did before. And now people are really focusing on Despia even more, so Swordsoul can actually catch people off guard, which is very nice if you are the Swordsoul player yourself, because you might actually get some free Ws because of that. And you could also argue that Token Collector is like collateral damage for the deck because the Brave Token engine also exists, but I want to say that because of the fact that Pure Despia is now gaining in popularity even more than Brave Despia, it no longer really is that big of an issue, and now you actually you're kind of in a good position, even through, floodgates like that, or rather hand traps, because you also have inherent ways to deal with them, such as just playing with your Tenyi monsters and stuff like that, and it's really not as bad as it was before, when people were even main decking Token Collector and consistently playing it. And if we move forward into a format where people are going to be playing non-fusion area over D-Barrier, obviously that's going to be really bad for Despia, but it's going to be really, really good for Swordsoul. So yeah, if you're a really good pilot, I actually recommend Swordsoul for you because it really gets to catch people off guard, and it is a deck that rewards really good gameplay because it has a really high skill cap. So that's really all I had to say for this video. Let me know your thoughts about this deck in the comment section below. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.